Rex Brown, take one, goddammit.
What's up, guys? This is Will with Basic Gear Review. I'm here with Rex Brown, and we're at NAMM 2018 at the Warwick booth. How you doing today, Rex?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, it's so great to see you, man. Thank you so much.
Sorry, just.
So I just wanted to talk about, first off, obviously, let's talk about your debut solo album. We got Smoke on This. Came out 2017, and on that, instead of just bass, you're doing bass, guitar, and vocals. So I wanted to ask you, what was it like?
And guitar.
Bass, guitar, yeah, bass, all three of them. And you got your signature guitar here as well, right? Which is really cool. We'll have to check that out.
Yeah, and I've got quite a few. I don't know, man. I got the whole pedal thing came in, the different guitars, and I just started getting into it. I had a collection before. I've got an old 67 12-string 335,
Yeah.
I've got a lot of guitars that are sitting underneath beds,
exactly.
in different homes.
Yeah, now you got a chance to
and
finally
use them. And then you find them every once in a while and go, oh, now I can get that, the 61 SG.
It's been sitting on my bed for 10 years.
Or, the 63 jazz bass with the original,
Oh my God, yes.
That's my new journey. But.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I wanted to ask you regarding the solo album, what was it like being the guy? Because a lot of the times in a lot of the stuff you were doing, it was obviously band oriented, like Down, and then obviously Pantera, things like that. What was it like going into the studio saying, okay, this is a Rex Brown album. How am I going to do this? When it came to hiring people, did you have people in mind? How did you go about it differently?
It started with me and Lance Harville, and Lance was a really good friend of Dime's way back in the day. Mm-hmm. So anyway, Terry Day gives me a call, and he goes, George Martin wants me to do a couple of tracks. He goes, do you have anything sitting off the shelf? And I said, sure, I've got tons of it, but we'd have to go record it. I've got so many riffs in this phone and on my computer and, everything else. So I go, man, I just stumble, and it's crazy the way things happen in this world. Yeah. Lance had just given me like 35 songs, and they're all just, they were all just really good. I just changed the arrangement on them, and kind of worked with him, but we hadn't seen each other in like 20 years or something like that. So going in the studio, man, long story short, I just had a piece come out in Loudwire, whatever. I was sitting with Kill Devil Hill at the bus, and I'm going, man, I've sacrificed a lot over the last 25 plus years, and I want to get off the road and make music that I want to do, not, there's a lot of songs that I had that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And so I didn't really think about it, man. I just let it go. I think it's finding my voice was the only tough challenge of it all.
Yeah.
And once you find your voice and that's where you were a singer back in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
You sang backups on everything, With Pantera, there was no sense.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have mattered.
Exactly.
Respect, walk. It's great, but, it's not really attainable as far as musician-wise.
Yeah, exactly. Especially from a vocalist standpoint.
You're kind of stuck in the background. So I've always been a utility man regardless. So strapping on the guitar, I went home to Texas. I took my old trusty Telly that I've had there forever, the Custom Shop 2003, black, just sounds amazing. And plugged into my 68 Silverface twin reverb, no effects.
No, you don't need
That's
anything.
how you learn to play guitar.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Every note, every crevice. So I had to relearn how to do that. And for a musician and getting that challenge, because this I can run up and down all day long, even though I'll tell you a little Peter along here in the story, is that I've got a lot of notes in my head, man. How am I going to get them out? So as I'm writing this new material, which I have been for the last 6 months, it's been a different style of writing. It's been a different style of, I played a lot of piano on it. I bought this old, I found it at an antique store. It was from 1918 with the original ivory keys on it.
Whoa.
Used to be one of those player pianos where you pushed a pedal and it would play itself with the scrolls, right?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, my grandmother used to play piano silent movie days, and I can get myself around the keys and everything else. You know, and everything. I'm not great by any means, but I started writing little things and would put them on my phone and do that.
Yeah.
So, and my producer is just an incredible keyboard dude. He can play slide, lap steel. I mean, his finger picking is just unbelievable. So, anyway, going back to the bass, coming into this, I'd played so much guitar, you know, and sit at home, and that's all I do is, because I mean, I've been playing this thing for 30, how many years? You know?
No, I feel you there.
What was that? Is that a pot short? They're fired.
Oh, there we go.
So anyway, that's where I am, man. I just want to be that all-around musician kind of guy. It's a challenge, you know, wearing that white hat and doing it all and everything
really is.
else.
Thinking like a bass player.
You got to make damn sure you have integrity in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Or I'm not going to put out just bullshit. But this record's a little darker, man. It's got a lot more introspect.
Absolutely.
And I had to do that, you know, especially with, you know, Vinny being taken away from us in June. It just, man, I started to find myself writing lyrics that were, oh, that's too close. You know, I don't, even though it needs to get out.
Yeah, it's a really cathartic experience, you know what I mean? Whether or not
it
you
is.
release the music, writing it.
And I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
I think that's what some of this is. But I said, you know what, if we're going to make it about that, and I really haven't wrapped my head around it completely, because now we go back in and, you know, I re-record the drums like I always do.
Yeah.
And then we go back and layer guitars, and then I'll re-sing everything with conviction, you know, because basically they're just kind of demos. They're great, but not the way I want them.
Yeah.
You know? So it just... I have that freedom now, man. I don't have a schedule.
Yeah, and
it's cool just to be, dude. What did I do this for in the first place?
Yeah,
to be doing exactly what I'm doing.
You get that feeling back. That
and
feeling
I'm so blessed just to have that opportunity.
Absolutely.
To do it, I'm not going to waste it. You know, that's just the way I feel.
And I've noticed coming from, because obviously I played primarily bass as well for the longest time, and I'm just starting to really get into newer things as well. And it's crazy. Approaching music as a bassist versus approaching it as like a producer or as a songwriter. You know what I mean? It's like a completely different experience. Like you were saying, it's almost like relearning.
I wear all the hats when it comes to that kind of stuff, because I know exactly what I want to sound like. Now, when the producer gives me a mix, I go, it's not what I'm hearing in my head, bro.
Yeah.
You know, so we're gonna take all this and record in probably the second week of April and try to get it out.
Awesome.
So, I don't know. Then you got to sell it.
Yeah, then it's the whole PR thing. I'm looking forward to it.
It's really good.
I'm really
looking
forward to it.
I mean, it needs a lot of love and I've had Lance played on 3 or 4 songs and helped me write a couple of songs, but it's mostly me, just old man. I've had tracks that would have fit down, even though I wrote half that second record, you know, or. You know, nothing Pantera-wise. So I'm sitting on a bevy of just old stuff. Is it relevant now? Or how do you take that track and make it relevant now? Because it still has that.
Yeah, still got that magic
soul.
in there. Yeah, absolutely.
You know.
So, I know that the whole guitar side of it is awesome for you, being new to all that. But since we're primarily a bass channel, I kind of wanted to get into the specs here, because I know we both are a little nerdy about that kind of thing.
Well, we can just fuck the guitar. Let's talk about bass now.
I didn't want to say it, but
and
that's
I'll
how
show
I feel.
you kiddos how to do it. 3 easy lessons.
So we were talking about your pickups. So I know that you use Seymour Duncan quarter pounds now, right? But you do have an active preamp in there, which is crazy because the quarter pounds alone are nuts. So do you want to explain a little bit about why you're doing the active
I love the
preamp?
quarter pound. Seymour had sent me a whole bunch, like the Antiquity 2s and everything else. And he sent me these quarter pound. And I loved them because you can get the amp really hot. I mean, you get whatever, you need to get. And so they said, why don't you come to Santa Barbara and we'll start working on. So I said, look, I want something that's going to be kind of active, passive, so you can still have that during the verse. You can be active. You want me to show you?
Yeah, absolutely. Hold this. Okay. Oh yeah, absolutely. That's great. It's like a really, really dynamic system because I feel like people, when they
I think
think of
it
the
jumps
active...
up about 8 dB, you know. But here's another thing, man. It's all about the attack, whether it's with your fingers or not. I attack it so hard it's going to distort anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah, I
so
totally get you there.
I've got to turn it back a little bit, you know, in the studio.
Yeah, yeah. It's so big and so...
Everybody goes, oh, how did they get that sound? It's right here.
It really is.
Right here.
It really is. People really don't think about the fact...
Give me any other bass, put these pickups in, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
I can distort the amp without even noticing.
Yeah.
And that was, you know, even clock back. You know?
Mm-hmm. Hey, I remember hearing some of your tones back in some of the 90s recordings that you have, and just like...
And it had a lot to do with the Sands amp. It had
Unbelievable.
To go with the, you know...
Yeah, and like the way the bass tone you had...
It, and, it, you know, Vinny loved a lot of reverb on his snare, and that was the biggest concern.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Making sure it wasn't too washy or anything, right?
Well, because, I mean, Don's guitar was so big, and then he had this snare that took up just that, you know, like... low mid
yeah
sound.
I know exactly. I mean, real big punchy snare
exactly
sound.
And so it was hard to get a bass in there until I picked up the Spectres really when I'm finally doing all right.
Yeah,
you know, this is cool, man,
because the Sands amp kind of fills you up on both ends of the spectrum,
right.
You know
and
what I mean?
It
leaves the
you
band
know,
in
and
the
then
middle.
I came over to Warwick and it was like, oh, I can do anything.
Yeah, Warwick can literally do anything you want to do. They're unbelievable.
You know, I always walked around here in NAMM and I would stick my head around the corner and kind of put my hand, you know, around necks. And,
yeah.
You know, when I'm with an endorsement, I give them 110%, man. If I'm endorsing something, that's all there is to it. I'm not going to endorse another bass company or anything like that. You'd be surprised how many offers I get. But Honda's been so generous and you know, every time you get a new guitar, it comes up with, you invent something else in your head.
Oh, yeah.
You know, for me. So, anyway, getting to that, he's made me an assortment of basses that I'm just thrilled with. And Marcus and I are sitting down today, and we're going to make a couple of real cool rock basses.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited for that. Man. So excited for that.
So Maple and Paul Farrow.
Yeah. Okay, nice.
That's what
gonna
this
be
is.
so
I've
cool.
always played Paul Farrow next.
Yeah.
You know, I just
preference?
never, and it's either that or Curly Maple.
Okay, yeah.
I use Music Man for a while.
I'm big on Maple. I like Maple Necks quite a bit.
I like them now because I can hear, you know, my ears are so fucked up.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
I'm sure.
And that's what I forgot to put my hearing aids in, kids. Yes, it will damage your ears. Public announcement service by Rex Brown.
This is true.
Put
You're hearing
earplugs in early on.
You're hearing it from the man himself, okay, everybody? Let's just keep it real.
Played through 96 speakers behind him for all these years. I'm surprised I can hear anything you're saying.
I am too, really. My ears are already gone. I've only been doing it a couple years.
With 4 SVT, either 2s or 4s, you know.
It's beautiful.
Incredible.
It's incredible indeed. So, along the lines of the whole bass thing, we got the pickups, we got the bass talked about. What are you doing pedal and amp-wise now when you're doing live stuff and in the studio and things of that nature?
You know what, dude? I've been using this Ashdown pre, and it sounds really good. I haven't really experimented much with the valve drive because I can get that out of my attack.
Exactly. Yeah, we were just talking about.
You know,
absolutely.
So I haven't been dealing with those. I'm still playing Ampeg, but you know, you can get a huge sound out of this sumbitch.
Yeah, when you were playing it earlier.
The board, and it's like, okay, so this record I'm playing fretless. I pulled out all my old dogs, right? My 71 Thunderbird, I pull out. I've got a BB that I forgot about. you know, somebody had it and like, okay, I went through the inventory and, oh guys, by the way, it's time for me to get all that shit back, right? So, and the BV is huge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
just gigantic for passive pickups.
Yeah.
I don't know what the way that they wired it, but I'm one of those kind of guys that I don't take the guitar apart. If it sounds good, go for it. Don't take the sumbitch apart. Lesson, kids.
PSA number 2.
If you got the sound and then you do take it apart and it doesn't sound as good, it's on you. So, you know, basically, man, it's just going back and falling in love. Like this 71, I mean, the frets are just gone. You know, just pretty much it, but it plays like butter.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so it's almost kind of like this weird kind of fretless thing, but it's got huge. It's a 1971. I was playing with Down. This guy goes, "You want anything from Gibson?" I said, "For bass, got any Thunderbirds?" You know, and so he sent me this 71, and the back of the headstock says "used" on it. It's been in a paper box case, like a cardboard case, for God knows how long.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, all right. So my tech, we were down at Willie Nelson's place at Ferdinand's, and he put this thing together with all gold hardware. Leo Kwan badass bridge with, I mean, just decked it, right? I said, look, here's whatever it costs, just you know. And he would let me see it. You know, this guy would like go into like speaker cones and like, you know, put a little bit of, you know,
just like those real tiny things.
He
He's
would
got that
fix
ear.
Anything, man.
That's
take
awesome.
apart old amps and you do have to take apart old amps because they don't work if you don't. But anyway, it's just one of those basses I love, and I just got a whole treasure trove of stuff that I can, you know. That are
just pick
accessible.
from- yeah, absolutely.
You know, like their star bases, like the Warwick star bases. Need that stuff on some of that. You know,
They're great. They're awesome. They're so
playing
round.
at half gain and then just really cranking it through an Avalon. You know,
exactly.
sometimes bypassing this altogether.
Yeah, I was gonna say it really seems like from guitar and bass standpoint, you're really all about like
You just go
bass
straight
to
into
amp.
a
Everything
compressor,
is in
you're
your hands.
good, and that's what I want it to be. I
Yeah.
mean, that's the way. You listen to all those old records, man. You know, and it was straight into a compressor. I mean, even guitar rigs back in those days where you just take a line out,
Mix it
instead
all
of
right
a
there.
cabinet,
Yeah.
went right into Phantom Power, you know.
And that's what gave
1176.
that whole era just that it's so
And
big
that's
and in your
why
face.
it's so killer sound.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't kill your ears. It's got that soft ratio of you know, where you can get it, you either slam it or you can
Yeah.
just
Keep
let
it real
it
dynamic
be.
and pretty. Just keep
Now
it tame.
everything's about this sizzle. You know, I don't like recordings like that.
Yeah, everything's really cold. It seems like.
Yeah,
Just- it's crazy everything because
I
obviously
like-
all the warm units of the back in the day. That's what everybody was going for. And now it feels like it's getting people are relying on the digital sound
I'm
too much.
hoping that people will understand these new kids, and look, there's such a resurgence coming in with bass players, and especially like young girls and stuff playing. I think it's really, really good. But they need to learn the basics. You know, like I got twins, 18 they'll be 19, and my little girl played acoustic guitar, but I bought her a record player. You know, one of those little Crosley things we used to have when we were kids.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And so, but I said, for you to understand the basics of guitar, I want you to go back to Tapestry by Carole King, or I want you to go back to Buckingham Nicks and learn about real songs and the lineage of where all that came from, which came from Joan Baez and everything before it, before you jump in to start playing Pennywise or whoever.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
You know, whatever was the flick of the day.
Because you gotta look at their inspirations and where all that stuff come from, and
absolutely
listening to music and being a fan of music, knowing what was going on.
Grab me a water or something.
Oh yeah, no worries.
Parched.
Is there another one over there? Yeah, sweet. So we'll just wrap it up a little bit. Such a great bass line. bring down the entire booth with that. That is incredible.
Why weren't you filming?
I am.
Oh, good. Let's go.
Sweet. All right, so before we wrap it up, I just wanted to kind of talk about. I forgot. Hold on.
Oh, I know what it is. A Pantera question.
No, it really isn't.
I'm joking.
Tried my hardest to not do that, actually.
Oh, dude, I don't mind.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't be sitting here, right?
That's a very good point you bring up.
So,
Well,
go.
okay, cool. So before we end it up, I just wanted to see, is there anything you want to plug before we're out of here? Like you were talking about your new records coming out. You going on tour, doing anything big you want people to know about?
I'm just doing a bunch of. I'm really excited about doing these band camps. I'm doing quite a few that are kind of lining themselves up.
Uh-huh.
Doing one in. That's about the only thing I want to plug. One in February in Philly. It's called Camp Rockstar or something like that. I've been offered to do these things over the years, and I just didn't. This one will kind of get my feet wet with that.
Yeah.
Man, it's payback time. It's time to get back to the fam.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Time to get back to, I got so much gear, man, I just got to get rid of.
Yeah.
And so I think we're fixing to have a big auction, and
That's
just go
great.
through and just, you got 100 guitars and you play fucking 4 of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
If they're sitting around, they're just collecting dust, and that's just not my, I'll build again.
Yeah, I totally get you, and it's awesome that you're giving back. That's just such an important thing
It's
because
insane.
all of us start.
I'm an impulse buyer.
Yeah. Oh, you don't have to tell me. I know.
I think all of
That's
us are
I have
addicted to that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, I just bought the craziest. In fact, I'm not going to be there. The guy finally shipped this crazy SG that was painted like Hendrix's Flying V.
Yeah.
The
Oh
same
my
dude
God.
that painted it, and I got it for like dirt ass cheap. So I hope it's all in one piece.
Still though, that's incredible.
But if not, I got a lot of guys that can fix this shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, that's good too. But it's awesome that you're giving back because, like I was gonna say, we all start at the same
Man,
place.
I'm back to the days of when, man, just playing music is such a rush and such fun.
Yeah, just being loud as shit with your friends in the garage.
Being in a genre of anything, but look, if I fall flat on my face, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I hope I don't, but along the way, I hope I turn. If I can just turn one person on, or 10 or 100, or they turn 100 people on, or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what music's all about.
Absolutely.
And going and touring 300 dates a year is not in this game plan. I mean, I've already done that.
Yeah.
And it will severely ruin your organs, and I quit drinking years ago.
Yeah.
So God bless those that can.
Absolutely.
I do want to get back on the road because I miss it terribly, but not until I have enough material.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, for what it's worth, me and many others would love to see you.
I did a whole bunch of covers, like 7 covers over, so I got a bunch of stuff, man.
That's exciting. I'm really excited to hear what you got coming out because I love the first one. So
it's really cool.
Awesome.
I don't know. I did. I listen to my voice and I go, I hate it. But
I think that's normal.
other people dig it. They go, we didn't know you could sing. I said, I can't.
I kind of know what you're talking about. That's so funny.
But
All right,
I still
Rex.
play bass, man.
Well, thank you so
Thank you.
much for being here with us, man. It was such a pleasure.
Very cool.
Will with Basic Gear Review. We're here at NAMM 2019, and we'll see you next time.
Rock on.